Hello, good people. It's your boy Richie back at it. I just got done watching Hellraiser 2022. Um, I am a slight fan of the series. I liked episode 1. I liked episode 2. 3, like many other people you probably hear, is more of a guilty pleasure. After that, not really my cup of tea. So I went back into this new retread basically with an open mind. Sorry, I'm at work. The lights are coming on. And I have to say, I enjoyed the film. I recommend it. It's not for the squeamish or the faint of heart. This is a very, very graphic film. Uh, it takes a while to get going. I would say the first 45 minutes or so, maybe the first 40 minutes, are a little slow. Aside from the opening is you see a man get just strung up by chains and hooks. You get to meet the character Voight, Vault. I call him Voight. I don't want to say Vault like it's the boys. And basically, he is trying to seek an audience with Leviathan, which is the diamond in the sky that you see in Hellraiser Hellbound Part 2, which basically is the ruler of that dimension of that hell. Now, he seeks an audience with this guy, well, with this being, and basically he asks for the power of sensation. He sets up a young man. They're having some kind of like some kind of crazy. They weren't in Hollywood, it was like a Hollywood mansion sex party. This is going crazy in there. They're going crazy, and basically he lures this man in here and has him solve the puzzle box to the final configuration, the Leviathan configuration, which then traps that man, kills him, gets his soul, and he seeks an audience with Leviathan, and he asks for sensation. Now, they don't tell you this at the beginning of the movie, but all these gifts that you get from solving the puzzle box through all these different configurations, I think there's 5, might be 7, but for some reason 5 sticking in my head. I'm going to do this all off of memory. Uh, they are gifts at a cost. All of it costs. They want their pound of flesh, and they want it in spades. Let me just say that. So he asks for sensation, and we'll get to that later. What he actually received as a gift is revealed at the end. So then we go to Riley. Now, Riley is a drug addicted young lady that is dealing with things, and she's in a program for her drug addiction, and she meets a young man. Her and that young man have a relationship. They have bad sex, everything. I mean, the sex is horrible. It's bad sex scene. That's one thing about Hellbound, Hellraiser, all this stuff, the Hellbound Heart, is heavily relied on the sexual aspect of the pain and pleasure. This one is not. This one is more into the pain. So prepare to see people filleted, prepare to see people tortured and hurt in many ways. There are some sex scenes in here, but they're not really graphic. It's almost like a Skinamax. You see the sex between the sheets, which is not how it goes if you're anything even in the real world. You're tagging that thing without sheets. There's just two naked bodies going at it. So they're going through this thing, and her brother is mad at her. She lives with her brother, his boyfriend, and a roommate, and they go through a thing where they're dealing with her addiction, and everybody's very conscious of her addiction. So they try very, very hard to, cater to her and her rehabilitation, which fails. She ends up getting into an argument with her brother. Her brother doesn't like the boyfriend. I think his name is Travis or something, and it goes horribly bad. He kicks her out. When she goes out, she gets high again. She's popping pills, back on that thing, and next thing you know, she's not quite herself. Now, before that happened, she was in need of money, and her boyfriend go, and he works at this cargo shipment place. And he tells her of this cargo that's coming in for these rich people, and that some of this stuff is just staying there, and let's go steal it and get some money. You need money. They go steal it, and they come across the lament configuration. Well, they get the lament configuration. He gives it to her, all by design, because somebody's a secret baddie. Spoiler alert. It's the boyfriend. So she goes, and after her boyfriend kicks her to the curb, basically just turning her over to the demons that she doesn't know about, her brother kicks her out. Now, while she's kicked out, she's high, she starts playing with the puzzle box. The puzzle box actually stabs you now. So you get stabbed, and something about that sensation and the blood that hits the box it tags you. You're basically tagged for death. There's nothing you can do about it. It has your scent. You're like blood and water for them. They're coming. They're coming for you now. So the actual knife that comes out of the puzzle box, when she saw stage 1, misses her. But they say, hey, we need somebody. She immediately, for some reason, dreams and conjures up her brother. Her brother, so some kind of telepathy, is involved in a dream. He wakes up. He goes to find her. He finds her. He then gets cut by the puzzle box, and they got his scent. He goes to the bathroom trying to figure it out. Boom, they come for him. Now, this is cut away, so you don't see the violence right away. Other than the first guy getting killed, you don't see the brother go away, get killed. But you know what happened. It's Hellraiser. So basically, after that, she's trying to find her brother. Police come, ambulance come. She's convinced she's seen some things because she's seen visions of basically the new Pinhead, which is fantastic. She did a great job as a new Pinhead. Great job. I don't know her name, but geez, man, like I definitely the voice, the cinematography, the everything, the wardrobe, everything was spot on with this one. You're in the world. When you're watching this, you're in the world, and it's very awkward and weird and scary at points. Very suspenseful, more than scary, but you know something's going on. She's trying to figure it out, so she goes and she sees the lady who was the lawyer for the guy that, caught the first guy in the first scene. And she gets cut by the box, long story short. They come for her. And the dialogue with the cenobites and the lady is fantastic. Oh, wow. It really immerses you in the world. You take her out, tell her to save her screaming. It's a waste of good suffering, basically. Wow. These scenes are really menacing, and you really feel like these people have no shot. I would say that. They have no shot at living. Basically, when the cenobites come, you're in for a rough time. They have telepathy, telekinesis. They can summon wires, chains, hooks. They have control over basically that. They have the reality stone, if I can say anything. So after that lady gets killed, filleted, however you want to say it, the story moves on. She's trying to figure out the box. As she's figuring out the box and solving the puzzle, they go further. Each configuration represents a different thing. You have love, sensation, and the final configuration is Leviathan. And they're going on and on. They're solving the puzzle, and people are getting more and more just into the scene. She goes to the mansion of the rich guy vault. Now they get to the mansion, and this is where everything picks up. Everything before then is a blur for me, but I remember the mansion part vividly. I'm gonna tell you, the first 45 minutes is like it's whatever it is. The real money's in the last hour. That's where the money is. So she goes there. She reads all the books that Voight had about the mint configuration, the puzzle box, and the demons, the cenobites, and everything. Leviathan. She reads up. Now she's fully armed with knowledge of what's going on with her. The house is basically encased in this lament configuration like cage that replicates the box, but I guess it's also has a binding spell on it or something like that, to where they can't go through this metal. Like they're pretty much powerful beings, but something about what he created around his house is almost like a scaffolding of the mint configuration that's movable, because the house is totally automated. It's a haunted house with trap doors, trick doors, passageways, everything. This house is loaded with everything. It makes the atmosphere in the movie. I wish they never left it. So one of the roommates for the girl actually gets stabbed because Voight turns out not to be dead. He's alive. He's fucking alive. And he stabs her and tags her. And as they try to escape the house, of course, Pinhead comes for her. And one of the best scenes in the movie, they're in this long hallway. It's very, it's very crypt-like. And here comes the chains with the hooks. Boom, gotcha, bitch. It's over. Fucking over for her. And the dialogue again between the cenobites and the human prey is breathtaking. The cinematography, the wardrobe, the dialogue. This is the meat and potatoes of the flick. Get her. Knock her out of the box. Again, she's killed off screen. You see a little bit of her being tortured. The Chatterer is right there with her. Uh, the Hell Priest is there with her. Amazing scene. Amazing scene. Short, sweet, very, very above average scene. It's super above average. One of the best scenes in the movie. You don't even see everything. You move on from there. She's dead. They go on. They're trying to figure this out. Voight eventually shows himself. They try to they realize they try to escape the house, and she gets killed. While she's in the van, and the Hell Priest comes to Riley, and the Hell Priest tells Riley like, "Hey, check it out. We need bodies. We need souls." So while she's trying to talk to the Hell Priest triggers the box to actually cut Riley herself. Finally, she's tagged. And she gets the option to either turn over other souls, 2 more souls, or turn over herself. And if she turns over the 2 other souls, she will bring her brother back. The Hell Priest will bring her brother back in resurrection, which is a trick. Because these things are never up front. Never up front. No, anything you can get from one of these cenobites, trust me, is going to be fucking terrible. So, she strikes the deal, says she'll do it. Then she's like, fuck it. Not doing it. Just, lies. Boom. The Chatterer comes for her and her boyfriend while they're outside of the house. Has him, kind of locked in with a gate. Bites the boyfriend's arm. Fucks him up. Hits arteries and shit. He's bleeding out. She stabs the Chatterer cenobite with the box, and I guess there's no differentiation between blood, soul, sacrifice, or whatever. The Hell Priest, begrudgingly has to take the Chatterer's soul and life away. Hooks come down, breaks him apart, bursts in this a blood puddle. Boom, satisfies one of the deaths. Great, fantastic. We're on our way. We found a loophole in the fucking system. I can stab you with this box and fuck you up. So they come up with a plan. They run back to the house. Riley Carr is there. And these cenobites are all over the place. You got to get back someplace safe. They go back to the house. They lock it down with the scaffolding, lament configuration deal that they have that's automated. Close the house up. They can't get in. They say, hey, we'll lure one of them in. We'll stab one. And then it's fucking over. I can ask for my brother back. They come up with the plan. They come out. They have another chat with the Hell Priest, which is pretty cool. It looked a little bit low budget, but it was pretty cool. I got to respect the budget. They did what they could with the budget. The budget was placed in the right places, and places where they could cut the fat, they cut the fat. All the places that need the special effects have them. This scene did not when they were outside. It looked kind of cosplayish, but hey, I'm still immersed in the world. They invite the slow one in, the one with the mask. So the slow one comes in. They lock the house back up. She drops the box. Of course, it's a horror movie. Somebody had to drop something to fall. This was the one moment where they had that trope that I didn't like. And it's fucked up. Voight reemerges when they're trying to find the box and stabs the gay boyfriend of her brother. So now he's tagged. And then over the conversation between Voight and Riley, the main antagonist, it comes out that her boyfriend Travis was also a part of this from the beginning. He was hired by Voight. You see this coming a mile away. You're just waiting for it. It happens. So he tells the kid, hey, go get him. They run down to the basement where the other cenobite, the female, goes down and chases the gay boyfriend who was tagged. This all happens so crazy. Hell Priest comes out. She's no longer trapped by the house scaffolding, iron bar, ligament configuration scheme, and she's talking to Voight. And Voight's like, hey, I don't want this gift. The gift that he got from the beginning was a curse. He wanted the gift of sensation. They put some kind of metal apparatus shoved through his fucking, right through his breadbasket, right through his chest and upper abdomen, that actually wound up all his intestines and fucking nerve endings. So every time he actually felt used to the sensation of that pain and it became something that was bearable, it will wind up all his nerves again and crunch them and grind them together. And he would just have unbearable pain. And he told one of the other characters in the movie, like, we have to do this. It was Travis. You got to understand, every minute for me is an eternity. I'm in eternal pain. Which is frightening, really. That was your gift, eternal pain. You have this machine stuck inside your guts, winding up all your nerves. And the minute that you have a minute of letdown from that pain, it winds you right back up. He tortured himself, but he earned it because he was just luring people to their depths, worshiping Leviathan. Yo, craziness. Straight crazy at that point. So, all of this is going down. Leviathan ends up coming down. Riley went downstairs, and when the boyfriend's lover was about to get killed, she told the female, like, listen, this is not who I chose. I'm gonna choose him. She chose her boyfriend. Seen that coming too. And he dies in this horribly gruesome way over this pit. They start ripping skin off him, which was probably the most horrific death scene next to the one at the end. The one at the end was a little bit worse, but the scenery was so crazy. It was just, you're like, I can't believe I'm watching this. But the way the boyfriend dies, man, they just rip the skin off his arm, and they do it in a way that just looks super painful. Craziness. So she has him killed instead of the boyfriend. That unlocks Leviathan. Now you're at the final level. Leviathan is summoned, and Voight's right there where he was at the beginning of the movie. And that's when the Hell Priest comes to him, and he's like, hey, I don't want this gift anymore. I don't want this anymore. I asked for the gift of sensation. You give me the curse of sensation. I want this back. And she tells him this. This is the revelation. Gifts can't be given back. You can either go deeper into that experience or exchange the gift. And then she tells him, like, you didn't ask for the gift of sensation. You really wanted the gift of power. And he said yes. So as he says yes, he drops to the floor, and the machine starts coming apart out of him. Crazy. The machine's coming apart out of him. Nuts and bolts and metal and all this shit is falling on the ground. And as that's falling on the ground, he's going through a reanimation of his body coming back together. Very reminiscent of the first movie, when Uncle Frank was reanimating himself with bodies. He reanimated himself with his choice. He chose to be into the power part of the Leviathan configuration, and it starts reanimating his body. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're going deep, man. They're talking about necromancy, this, that, but the reanimation, you know what I'm saying, basically of the dead. He's basically dead, but alive, just for the sensation. Listen, he reanimates, and as he's happy, he's like, oh my God, I'm back. Oh my God, I'm back. Thank God. Boom. Leviathan comes down. This big fucking black diamond in the sky. And like, it's chains and everything to the whole Hellraiser thing. The whole movie, chains and hooks. Chains and hooks is the big thing. BDSM, S&M. Chain. The biggest fucking chain from the Titanic with the hook on it. What the fuck? The biggest fucking chain comes down. Boom. Right through the spot where the shit healed. Here comes this shit. Man, listen. Takes him up to Leviathan. You don't see him for about 5-10 minutes. He disappears as it pulls him up slowly into the midst of this big black diamond devil in the sky. Then she comes upstairs, and they're waiting in the room for her. She knows she can't run, so she goes into the room. And they give her choices. And they put her brother right there. Do you want the gift of resurrection? She done seen this shit. And Voight already told her, like, listen, man, all these gifts are tricks. She said, fuck y'all. I know if my brother come back, it won't be the same, or y'all gonna do some shit to me. So the gift I choose is nothing. No Christmas presents, nothing. No birthday presents. I don't want no gift from y'all. Look at y'all. Only thing y'all gonna give me is pain. I'm out. She gets out. They disappear. They go to the car, and the brother's boyfriend said, "Hey, man, you think you made the right decision?" She's like, "Hey, I made a choice. I think she made the only possible choice she could." Good ending. It wasn't like the stupid fucking protagonist that you usually get. She only made one bad mistake when she fell and dropped the damn configuration, but you know, she made up for it by the choice. So that X is not that bad decision. Then you see Voight. He's in this fucking, like, is it heaven? Is it hell? I don't know. He's on a cross. It starts out as a line, then it spreads his arms open and it forms like wings behind him. And he's just looking at like this endless, just white, just abyss, just, and it's very light. Like you wouldn't think hell would be this bright, but hell is bright, I guess. Man, they start peeling this nigga muffin cap back blue. I mean, skin is peeling. They peeling the skin. They peeling the skin. Bruh, they peeling the skin. Nigga, they showed everything. He butt naked in there, man. They done peeled his dick in half. His thigh meat, his feet meat, the hand meat, bicep meat, pins coming down in his neck right here. Nigga, oh, then they rip his lips off and use them shits like a fucking, oh man. They got his lips this way and that way, like all the way off. You see all this shit. He like Harvey Two-Face, One-Face. Man, let me tell you. That shit look crazy, but he just in this such a state, like he's not screaming, but he's like grunting, like but it's not like a loud scream. He's being tortured. Now I don't know if they're turning him to a cenobite, if he's gonna be a new hell priest, or he's gonna be the hell pope, or if he really got his gift of power and he's gonna just be the one managing the shit inside Leviathan. But whatever the fuck they turned him into, I don't know if he's going to be able to execute anything in another movie, if he's going to be, be able to come out of Leviathan, if he's stuck to that cross, if he has some kind of superpowers, or if that's just his eternal damnation. It's eye-popping. Man, that shit there is like, wow, man. No matter what you ask for with them, you fucked. And I don't know if Riley's going to be all good because she asked for nothing. They might just hunt her forever because they got her tagged. Like, it's like, hey, we can come for you anytime we want. You think it's good, it ain't good. We just dealing with him for right now. But he got messed up at the end. He got everything he was asking for 1,000-fold. So that's my spoilers. It was crazy. It was nuts. It was a good movie. It was the best one since part one. Definitely better than part two. Part two got a little. Part one was weird. Part two was nuts. And basically, I'm just like, I don't know what to make of these movies, man. They're fucking crazy, but it was really good. I suggest everybody see it. That's my review. Hellraiser 2022. It's your boy Richie back at it. Holla at me.